Learning the language can be difficult sometimes, but I would have to say that definitely the key is reading the Book of Mormon in Portuguese. That is what helped me the most. Reading, not just reading it to yourself, but also taking time out of your day to read it out loud and have your companion give you tips on pronunciation. I would also say forget English. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but I would, as much as possible, not speak English unless if I had absolutely no idea to even start explaining what I wanted to explain in Portuguese. And so with my first companion, we didn't do too well with that. But then I had two Brazilian companions right after that. So I had to speak Portuguese, which was good for me. Then my next one was an American, and at the beginning we were doing well, and towards the end not so well. But then after that I made a determined decision that I was not going to speak any more English on the mission. And I had like 3 or 4 more American companions after that, but we just spoke Portuguese the whole time. And I don't know, I think it helped a lot. I was complimented at times about my Portuguese that I spoke well. So I think it's worth it. I would have to say also, with reading the Book of Mormon, ask a lot of questions. I know in the beginning you won't know what to ask. There'll be so many questions you have that you don't even know where to start. So maybe about the first week, I would just write down some important questions and ask those questions. But just whatever comes to your mind. If you look at something and you don't know how to say it, just look at your companion and say, what is that called in Portuguese? And you start there. And I found that once you ask one question, it gets easier to ask the second and the third and fourth and fifth. Don't be afraid to make mistakes either. You're going to. Even Brazilians make mistakes. Actually, one time, I wouldn't say it was an argument, but with my companion, he was explaining to me about a certain way that you would say a phrase. And I was like, okay, I believed him because he was Brazilian and everything. Well, we went out into the field and all the Brazilians said the thing that I had said the day before, which my companion had told me was incorrect. So we get back to the house and I just asked him, I'm like, you told me that I was saying it wrong, but they're all saying it this way. And he said, that's because the Brazilians say it wrong. So you'll find out that a lot of Brazilians, they even mess up with their Portuguese. So don't be striving for perfection. I mean, just think about it. Do we speak English perfectly? No. So it's the same way with Portuguese. I wouldn't stress about it. I would just keep working at it. The hardest part is when you get to that level that you are able to communicate your thoughts easily and effectively. That's when it gets the hardest to keep practicing and working on Portuguese. And I would say that you're going to have to work on specific goals is the best way to keep working on Portuguese, because you're never going to be good enough kind of thing. You always want to be better because there's always better ways to explain it. I mean, even towards the end of my mission, I would say things that an investigator would look at me and be like, well, what did you say? And so I'd have to repeat it and re-explain it in a different way to help them understand it. So don't worry about the language. It'll come along. You just have to keep working on it and keep practicing.